When you're doing a hip thrust, there are a few things you should keep in mind. This is a hip thruster machine. If you don't have a thruster like this, you can absolutely use a bench or a box. I used to use a bench all the time when I didn't have one of these, but the points are still the same. When you set up for your hip thrust, you want to think the middle of your back is going to be placed on your bench. I like to say, like, my brow line is going to be placed right on the bench here. When we come up to our hip thrust, our feet are going to be about hip width apart. They can be a little slightly wider. What you're not going to do is you're not going to use your arms to help you lift the weight up. Instead, you should be able to hold your body weight up with your upper back. My arms can come off, but this is just here for some support, little bit of support. For your chin, when you're doing it with a barbell, you want to have your chin tucked under. So when you thrust your hips up to the ceiling, your gaze stays forward the entire time. You'll also notice when I bring my hips up that I have a nice flat surface here, like a nice tabletop, and my shins are parallel. So my heels aren't too far underneath where my knees are over my toes, or too far out, and I'm not arching my back. So I'm going to show you with the barbell now. So I like to use a pad so my hips are nice and protected. I'm going to pull it onto my hip bones. This is the hard part. You want to squeeze your heels into that position. Again, I'm going to lift myself up just a little bit so I can get that magic spot of where my back is supposed to be on the bench. Here. From here, I'm going to thrust my hips up to the ceiling. Chin is tucked. I'm going to squeeze my butt cheeks at the top, and then I'm going to come down. So my butt lightly taps the pad that's underneath me. Because I'm a little bit short, you'll have to figure out what works best for you. If you're using a bench, you will have space underneath your butt. If you're using a small box, which I will show you in a clip after this, I've used before where it works perfect for my height, where I'm able to let the weight touch the floor each time. So if a barbell variation is a little bit too advanced for you right now, no big deal. You're going to use a dumbbell instead. All of the key points are the same. Your dumbbell is just going to be placed on your hips, and it's a little bit more bulkier than a barbell, but it still works the same. So if I was to come down into that thruster position, I have my dumbbell placed on my hips, and then I'm going to use my thrust my hips up and back down. Again, same key points here, just a dumbbell instead.